To you about the elephant in a boat, about the tree, including the secret that is in the tree. Did you know that tree up there contains a secret? If you don't know, you definitely need one of these books, because it will tell you the secret of the tree up there. And then, of course, the thrones at the other end. If you're a grown-up and you want a copy of that book, they're on the book table at the back of the tent there, and you're welcome to have one. We haven't got so many left, so if you want one, it's a good time to get one. However, I also knew that elephant in a boat was too good to leave, just as a book for grown-ups. And so, with a lot of help, I wrote this little book called An Elephant in a Boat, and I'm going to read that to you now. After I've read it, if you want a copy of it, we've got quite a few of them up on the bookshop. They're all free, of course, and if you'd like me to, I'll even sign it for you, which might reduce its value somewhat, but you're welcome to a copy anyway. So, are my helpers ready? Good, excellent. Here we go. An elephant in a boat, to Kirby Town he came. Indian by origin, Edward was his name. Sent to bring the people hope, however young or old, carrying important news, his story would unfold. The children loved dear Edward, and all made him their friend, climbing, hanging, sliding down, adventures and pretend, till one day they gasped in shock. The elephant could speak. They sat right down to listen. They didn't make a squeak. Listen to my story now. The message here is true. You need to listen closely. I'm sent here just for you. I tell an old story you may have heard before. Don't think it doesn't matter. All this you can't ignore. God had made a perfect world where everything was good, but people went and spoiled it, not doing as they should. God looked at the people there, much anger, hate, and lies, so little love for others, but sadness, fear, and cries. An old man there called Noah was good, and he loved God. So God gave him a job to do, but the people thought it odd. God's plan would need a huge boat, but no one understood. What's crazy Noah over there doing with all that wood? God's plan would flood the whole earth, but save a chosen few. So Noah's family would go on board, and all the animals too. Noah and his wife were safe, and the families of their sons. With 2 of all the creatures, some more of certain ones. "40 days of rain came down and flooded all the land. Only Noah's family survived, just as God had planned. They cared for all the animals for over a whole year, and when the land was dry again, were able to appear." God promised he would never flood all the world again, and gave a rainbow to us so we don't fear the rain. I come as a descendant of the elephants on board to help you all to realize this cannot be ignored. I'd love to say that after this the people were all good, but we know it's impossible to do just as we should. Some people try to be good, but sadly fail most times, and some don't even try, but live lives of hurt or crime. God is perfect, so he can't ignore the wrong we do. There has to be a punishment for everyone, it's true. God still really loves us and had a final plan, a rescue which was once for all, our rescue in a man. Yes, God's son Jesus, he came from heaven to earth. The wise men came to see him when they heard about his birth. We celebrate at Christmas the baby in a manger, but Jesus came to save us and take us out of danger. When he grew into a man, Amazing things were done. Healing people, stopping storms, but he'd only just begun. At Easter, we have chocolate treats, bunnies, lovely flowers. Did you know it's also when Jesus proved his powers? You may have heard that Jesus was killed upon a cross, but don't panic, it was planned. He was still the boss. He was taking on himself the punishment for wrong, so we could go to heaven with him and be where we belong. So, what happens now, you ask? What are we to do? Simply trust that Jesus lived, then gave his life for you. No, it didn't end there. He came to life again. He'd beaten death and won the war and went to heaven to reign. Believe he is the Son of God. Read about him more. The Bible's full of Jesus' life and stories to explore. Pray and ask for help each day to please him, how you live. Jesus promised all who ask him, he will now forgive. When you're next in Kirby and aboard my boat you climb, remember all I've told you in this special story time. God is sitting now in heaven upon his mighty throne, waiting to welcome all who trust in Jesus as their own. Thank you. Thank you to my helpers. If you'd like a copy of my book, you're welcome to one. I'll be up on the book table, and if you want me to, I'll sign it for you too. Thank you. Continuing to enjoy your day with us.